What's the deal, YouTube? It's your girl, Miss Honey. Okay, guys, coming to you guys with a quick little story. Ray J blames himself for Whitney Houston's death. In this article that I'm about to read to you guys comes from rollingout.com. You guys know I love rollingout.com. And of course, the link will be below. This story was written by Nicholas Robinson. And let's unpack this thing really quickly. First, I'm going to go ahead and read you guys the article. Whitney Houston's death in 2012 shook many of her fellow artists to the core, but few seem to have been hit by the tragedy than her alleged boyfriend at the time, reality star Ray J. Although it's been years since her untimely death, Ray J recently opened up about the weight he carries from her death and explained that he feels it's his fault that Houston is gone. As fans remember, Houston died on February 11, 2012, after she was found unresponsive and submerged underwater in a bathtub of her guest room at the Beverly Hilton Hotel. During her funeral days later, Ray J was visibly heartbroken as he broke down in tears while reaching out to her coffin as it was carried away. Since then, life for Ray J seemed to have moved into a happier place. He is now appearing on both Love and Hip Hop Hollywood and Celebrity Big Brother. But during a recent episode of CBB, Ray spoke with the castmate Stacey Francis, who had a famous falling out with Houston shortly before her death, and explained that he blames himself for not being there for Houston. Stacey and we had a conversation about what happened to Whitney Houston before she passed. I never talk about it, but it was something I felt she wanted to talk about, and it was the right time, so we talked briefly about it, and I told them how I felt, how I blamed myself on a lot of stuff. I just had to talk about it for a minute and then just got up off it, as I don't like to get emotional. I'm not an emotional kind of person, Ray J said about this conversation with Francis. I don't like taking myself back there, so I caught some flashes. I don't feel well, but I'm okay. I think it was needed. I never really talked to no one about it. I don't know if I need to more, as I've accepted it and it's deep inside my heart, but it still affects me, Ray added. During the conversation with Francis, Ray went deeper into his struggles with Houston's death and said he blamed himself for both her passing and the way Francis was treated by the press after her falling out with Houston. It's something that nobody can explain. It's all my fault. All my fault, Ray J confessed. It's all my fault. All of that happened. I wasn't there. Although Francis assured him that she didn't think anything was his fault, she later confessed in the episode she felt betrayed by Ray and wished he had stood up for her. When Whitney Houston's sister Pat went on the Oprah show and said I was stalking Whitney Houston in the club, I was not. We were all standing there talking and having a good time. He knows that. He knows the events of the whole night. He never said this is a friend of my family. I've known Ray J and his family for over 15 years. He never came to bat for me, Francis said. Well, it looks like both Ray and Francis, for different reasons, are both haunted by the effect of Houston's death. For both their sakes, we hope both of them can make peace with what happened and perhaps heal their bond with each other. Okay, you guys, so here is my take on the whole situation. I call poppycock, I call balderdash, and I call BS. All right, first of all, you both happen to be on Celebrity Big Brother. That's A. Okay, 2, who the heck is Stacey Francis? X Factor. She was known for being an older person on X Factor. Yeah. She was the member of a girl group, Ex-Girlfriend. Yeah. Um, she she was on the season that Astro was on, and I remember that season strictly for Astro. I barely remember her. Um, and I barely remember the conversation about Whitney going off on this girl a couple of days before Whitney passed away. I do remember seeing some YouTube video with Stacey Francis on the Wendy Williams show. I do remember seeing some video on YouTube with Stacey Francis and what's the girl, Nikki Gilbert, talking to Dr. Drew. This was before they even buried Whitney, so this was 4 or 5 years ago, right before they buried Whitney. She was making the circuit, the rounds, on different shows, news outlets, talking about what happened between her and Whitney some 2 days prior to Whitney's death. But basically, for the most part, she's like a Z-list celebrity. Ray J's known dubiously for a lot of foolery and a lot of tomcatish behavior. Okay, so to me, you never talk about it, Ray J. You never have wanted to talk about it like it was something you buried deep down into the bowels of your soul, and you pick Celebrity Big Brother with this woman on camera to say it was my fault, which is really your attempt to be a martyr. It's really your attempt to turn the spotlight on you. To me, it is the lowest of the lowest of the low for an individual who has some knowledge of, was present during, or has anything to do with the death of another human being, to talk about it in this manner. I think it's so low class. And if Ray J isn't careful, in my opinion, he's gonna be just like OJ. If I did do it, keep talking about it. Keep talking about it, Ray J. Keep talking about it, and see, won't you end up rolling yourself up in some mess regarding that night that you're going to regret. Because honestly, I saw the story on, was it the Shade Room? Let's see. I saw the story initially, yep, the Shade Room. And it was a whole lot of innuendo. It was a whole lot of innuendo about the first person to tell a story about right after she was found, and who was that, and that's really what happened, and all of that. If you're not careful, Ray J, that same spotlight that you trying to put on yourself to make it seem like you're some sort of knight in shining armor, some sort of fall on the sword martyr, is going to end up hanging you. You let these people put you on this program and then initiate something with a woman who has absolutely positively nothing to lose talking about it. And you're going to find yourself in a whole lot of trouble. And that's just my opinion on it. It's in poor taste for either of them to be talking about it in this manner, especially on TV, on camera, in such a matter-of-fact manner. Like you didn't take millions and millions of dollars, let Ray J tell it, to talk about it at the time, because you felt like karma would come back on you. But it's okay for you to sit on Celebrity Big Brother and have this conversation about it. Boy, bye. Good night. I have no respect. I have no respect for this conversation. I have no respect for her, and I barely have any respect for Ray J for coming out and talking about this. Like, to me, this is in severe poor taste. I'm sorry. And the thing about it is, it's not like you shed any great light on the situation. It's not like that. What you're trying to do is do what you always do and seem like you're the good guy. You're a part of the good guy committee. The thing of it is, you want us to believe that you're a part of the good guy committee, Ray J, but you always a part of some bull crap. You always a part of some debauchery. All right? That's why I say keep talking and see won't you hang yourself. See won't you hang yourself. You know what I mean? This is ridiculous to me. And the links that people will go to today, from showing their own body and selling their souls to the devil, and you know, having celebrity boxing matches, you know, for profit and for pay. To me, it just shows the state of human beings as a whole, and it puts a bad taste in my mouth, and it turns my stomach. Shame on you, Ray J. Shame on you. Well, that's all I have for you, honeybees. Check out the link below. Check out the stories. Check out the video. I also put a link below for the Mirror UK. And they have some video of the conversation that Ray J had with Stacey Francis. And you guys tell me how you feel about it. After you watch that video from the Mirror, tell me how you feel about how that conversation went. If you're anything like me, it left you feeling a little bit dirty. That's all I have for you, honeybees. Let me know what you think. Please remember to rate, comment, and subscribe if you are new to my channel. Until next time, honeybees.